So if you go along further on the left-hand side, you come to a very interesting number 3, I think it's called, O'Connell Street, and this was where the Jacob family started. There was Joseph and Hannah Jacob, and they had about 13 or 14 children. And it's from them that 3 strands or branches of the Jacob family came settled, and you would know the Jacobs Biscuits. That was one section. The other was the Jacobs that had an iron foundry on the quay. I think it's 46. I think it is now an outdoor shop there. And then, so they were iron foundries, and they had, for example, they produced the gates and all the ironwork railings around the courthouse. And if you look at some of the manholes around Waterford, you'll see Jacob on them. And I got recently, somebody rang up and said, I found one in Tramore, a Jacob one. So you have the Biscuits, then you had the iron foundry, and they were into heating and plumbing as well. And there is a lovely photograph of the shop, the front shop, which is interesting, because they were hardware at the front, but they had a big foundry at the back.
The bakery, the Jacobs Biscuits.
Oh, yes.
Where was their location?
Yeah, that was in Bridge Street.
Okay. So,
do you know the Dominican Church?
yeah.
Well, just the side away from the river, the bakery was there, and that was started, and William and Robert Jacob then went on.
And it was Biscuits was for merchants, for seamen, wasn't it, for sailors and all that?
They started that. Now, William and Robert had a mother, Anne, and Isaac, and they started the bakery there. They came from O'Connell Street and went round the corner and started a small bakery, and used to do bracts and stuff like that. And then William and came along, and Robert, and they could see that they were baking bread for the boats, etc. But it was going mouldy very quickly. So they experimented. They were entrepreneurs, really. And they experimented and did this double bake biscuit so that it became really crispy. And then it didn't go off and get mouldy. So that's the start of the famous Jacob biscuit. But that was only the start of it, because they then went into all sorts of fancy biscuits, and they opened a shop on the quays and sold their biscuits. And by 1850s, they were feeling they needed to expand, so they moved to Dublin, and the rest is history. They bought a huge place in near Peter Street, off Ainger Street there. And I remember as a child, because I was born and bred in just a couple of streets, and you could, if you walk past Jacobs, you could smell of the bakery there. So, but that's Bridge Street, and really there should be a blue plaque up there. I know that the Penny Bank was in Gladstone Street, and that was part of the Jacob family, and people, I think, remember it to this day as regards how they set up this bank so that they could just have the ordinary people go in, and again they were trusted, and would just put some small amount each week away, and it went for years as far as I know. So that was in Gladstone Street.